Over the next few minutes, we're going to dissect the three tremors that are shaking the very foundations of Nottingham Forest. We're talking about a defensive linchpin on the brink of absence. A man whose presence is the difference between calm and catastrophe, and the whispers from the medical room are not what we want to hear. We'll then dive into the numbers, the staggering, almost unbelievable statistics that prove this isn't the same Forest you knew. This is a team being reborn on the pitch, measured in hundreds of passes that defy everything we've stood for. And finally, we'll look into the eyes of the man conducting this beautiful, terrifying orchestra. A manager who smiles in the face of a windless storm. A general who calls a brutal fixture list exhilarating. Is this the calculated genius of a visionary? Or the blissful ignorance of a man about to learn what pressure really means in the East Midlands? Before we reveal anything more, do me a favor. Hit that like button to show you're with us on this ride and drop a comment right now. Are you feeling excitement or fear about this new era? I need to know where the Forest faithful stand. Stay with me, because the first piece of news is the one that has every Forest fan holding their breath, checking their phones for updates, and praying for a miracle. Let's get into it. There's a silent assassin that haunts every football season. It doesn't wear a rival's kit or celebrate a goal against you. It arrives in the form of an awkward landing, a sudden twist, a grimace that tells a story of 1,000 fears. Right now, that assassin is stalking our backline. We don't need to whisper his name anymore. The entire city is talking about Murillo, the Brazilian Wall, the man who, in a short space of time, became the conductor of our defense, the one who reads the game 3 steps ahead while others are still reacting to the first. But after the last game, something wasn't right. The club has been tight-lipped, but the sources are clear. He's carrying a knock. He's in discomfort. PPLX, action, translate. 10, and that one word, discomfort too. It's a dagger for Forest fans. It's the gray area between a minor niggle and a 3-month layoff. Ange Postecoglou, in his typical calm but guarded fashion, tried to soothe our fears. He should be fit if he misses out this time, but we won't rush him. On the surface, it's sensible management. But we've seen this movie before, haven't we? A star player rushed back for a big European night or a crucial league clash, only to break down again, his season over. The dilemma is agonizing. Do you risk him against a hungry Real Betis side in our grand return to Europe, knowing his presence could be the difference? Or do you wrap him in cotton wool, trust the new faces, and pray the back line holds without its marshal? Think of the tactical implications. Without Murillo, the entire defensive shape shifts. His ability to step out, to intercept, to launch those raking forward passes. It's a key part of this new organized chaos. Who steps in? Can Zinchenko, a man still learning the system, fill that leadership void? Or does another new signing get thrown into the fire? The manager has options, but none of them are Murillo. But just as despair begins to set in, a ray of light breaks through the city ground clouds. A different name is being spoken in the corridors of power. This time with a tone of hope. Nicolás Dominguez, our midfield engine, the man whose relentless energy and bite in the tackle we have sorely missed. After weeks of recovery from that devastating knee injury, the latest report is that he is on the cusp of a return. He is expected back in full training next week. This isn't just good news. It's a lifeline. Imagine his tenacity, his fighting spirit, being injected back into the heart of this team just as the fixtures pile up. Postecoglou needs warriors for the battles ahead, and Dominguez is a born fighter. This is the very definition of a footballing crossroads. One key man teetering on the edge of injury, another clawing his way back. It sums up the fine line between success and failure in the Premier League. The fate of our next few weeks could hinge on these two medical reports. So I'm putting you in the manager's seat. It's an hour before kickoff against Betis. The physio tells you Murillo is at 70%. What's your call? Do you gamble for glory or do you protect your most valuable asset? Comment your decision below. I want to see a flood of responses. Because while we agonize over the men on the pitch, the system they're playing in is undergoing a shift so profound, so radical, that it needs to be seen to be believed. That's coming next. For years, we've worn our identity like a badge of honor. We were the underdogs, the fighters, the team that thrived on grit, on backs-to-the-wall defending, on lightning-fast counterattacks that stunned the Premier League's elite. We were proud of it. But hold on to your seats, because that Forest is gone. In its place, something entirely new is emerging. something beautiful, something bold, something that has the statisticians at Sky Sports working overtime, PPLX, PAR, Action, Translate. Let us talk numbers, because these numbers tell a story of complete transformation. In the 1-1 draw with Burnley, Nottingham Forest had 63.3% possession. Let that sink in. That is the most possession we have had in a single Premier League game since our return. But it gets better. In that same match, we completed over 500 passes. For the first time, ever, in this era. Players like Elliot Anderson and the newly arrived Oleksandr Zinchenko are completing more passes individually than entire midfields did under previous regimes. This isn't a gradual evolution. It's a full-blown Angeball revolution on the banks of the Trent. And for anyone who dares to say, well, it was only Burnley, let's put that lazy argument to bed. In Postecoglou's very first game, away at Arsenal, one of the toughest grounds in Europe, Forest produced 13 passing sequences of 10 or more passes. That single-game total ranks in the top 12 of all 119 Premier League games. We've played since 2022. This isn't a fluke. This is a deliberate, meticulously coached change of identity. The team that was 18th in the league for build-up attacks last season is now, under Ange, topping those very same charts. We are watching the birth of what The Athletic calls organized chaos. It's seeing a center-back like Nikola Milenkovic charging to the edge of the opponent's box to deliver a killer pass. It's watching our fullbacks play like wingers. It's a high-risk, high-reward strategy that would have given Nuno Espirito Santo sleepless nights. The secure, predictable, and often effective counter-attacking style is dead. Long live possession football. The players are being rewired. They're being told to be brave, to demand the ball, to take risks. But this is where the debate truly ignites. This new style is breathtaking to watch. The fluid interchanges, the confidence on the ball, it's everything modern football fans cry out for. But is it Forest? Are we sacrificing that stubborn, never-say-die spirit that defined us for a prettier game that might leave us vulnerable? The team is taking more shots, yes, but they are also leaving more space at the back. Every misplaced pass carries the threat of a devastating counter. It's the ultimate question of identity. Has Ange Postecoglou found the formula to unlock the true potential of players like Gibbs-White and Anderson? Or is he playing with fire? I want you to be honest in the comments. Is this possession-based football the future, the identity we've been waiting for? Or are you secretly longing for the days of the 30% possession, smash-and-grab 1-0 win? Because this grand experiment, this beautiful, terrifying style of football, it all flows from the unshakable belief of one man. The man who, right now, is the calmest person in all of Nottingham. When asked about the winless run, Ange Postecoglou didn't flinch. He didn't make excuses. He smiled. And he called the brutal fixture list exhilarating. He sees this pressure not as a burden, but as a forge. A place where his new-look squad, featuring 13 new summer signings, is being forced to bond, to learn, to become a single, cohesive unit at an accelerated rate. His message is crystal clear. The process is more important than the immediate result. From 7 days ago, we're looking at a different side, he said after the Burnley draw. If we keep making that kind of progress, the results will follow. This is a masterclass in psychological warfare. He is shielding his players from the external noise. He is building a culture of belief from the ground up. He's telling them and us to trust the project. He's seen it all before. He had a slow start at Celtic and went on to dominate. His start at Forest has been markedly different from his flying start at Tottenham, but his conviction remains absolute. He is dismantling the cautious, reactive machine built by Nuno, a manager who himself was hugely successful here, and replacing it with a proactive, attacking engine. It's a gamble of monumental proportions. He is betting his reputation and the club's season on the idea that his philosophy will triumph over all. But is it confidence, or is it hubris? For every fan inspired by his unwavering self-belief, there's another biting their nails, terrified that we are fiddling while our Premier League status burns. We are scoring goals like Neco Williams' early strike, but we are also conceding. We are creating chances, but we are not yet killing games off. This is the tightrope walk of a manager implementing a radical new vision. And so it all comes down to this moment, this crossroads in our season. We have a manager who refuses to bow to pressure, a team playing a brand of football we haven't seen in a generation, and the looming return to the European stage after 30 long years. Everything is on the line. Here's your final task. Like this video if you are officially on board the Ange train, no matter how bumpy the ride gets. Comment below with your honest prediction. Where will Forest finish this season if we stick with this style? And finally, subscribe to the channel, because our journey through this chaotic, thrilling new era is just getting started. But as we sign off, one question lingers in the air, a question that will define everything. Will this organized chaos be our salvation, the path to a glorious future we've only dreamed of? Or will it be the beautiful, glorious failure that we talk about for years to come? Next time, we break down the historic return to Europe. Seville, Real Betis, 30 years in the making. You are not going to want to miss it. Come on, you Reds!